Kevin Harvick and Stewart-Haas Racing have been one of the greatest partnerships of probably all time. Since 2014, the two have accumulated 30 wins and one championship together, and right now it's looking very possible we could be seeing a second, and there's still many of wins to come. But, as most of you know, Kevin Harvick didn't always race for Stewart-Haas Racing. Harvick actually spent the first 13 seasons of his career over at Richard Childress Racing, and he had a great career over there. There was a roller coaster ride, there was ups and downs, but all in all, he had a solid, not a solid, but great career over there at RCR. But he wasn't able to get the championship thing done, and I think that had a lot to do with his decision going over to Stewart-Haas, but also I think the main factor was that his relationship with Richard Childress had been shot. And I think that was the main reason in him leaving, but there was other reasons as well. The team was not, up to par, with the other teams at times. But he still ended off on a great 4-win season. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, what if Kevin Harvick never left the 2019? What if he stayed with the team and left that Ford team vacant? What if? And it's a big what if. There's a lot of stuff that happens here, and that is what we're going to go through today. Part 1 of my what if Kevin Harvick never left RCR. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about what if Kevin Harvick never left RCR. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure you leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below your guys' thoughts. But I have a lot of disclaimers to go through here, so let's go ahead and get started. Specifically to the RCR, Kevin Harvick staying, that would not have happened in real life. There was no chance of that happening. Obviously, it didn't happen. So there was the relationship was unrepairable between RCR and Kevin Harvick. But in this reality, that doesn't happen, and Harvick decides to stay for whatever reason. Harvick decides to stay. I wouldn't have told Harvick to stay back then. I would not say, Harvick, you should stay at RCR. I think he definitely made the right choice in going to SHR. But this is a alternate reality where he does. I also want to disclaim, this is not nearly or probably remotely close to the same quality as the what ifs you've seen over at Grift Dog. So I apologize for that. I just quite frankly, A, don't have the brain power, B, the skills or anything like that to be as good as Grift Dog's what ifs. Those are great what ifs. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out his what ifs. Not necessarily where I got the idea from. I actually got it from like an NBA YouTuber, but I knew of his, and I knew of the NBA YouTuber. It's Mike Rizemba, if you guys don't know, if you do know him. But yeah, so anyways, I think that's most of the disclaimers. And final disclaimer here, this is not how it would have happened. It's definitely not how it all would have played out. And I'm sure there's some bias in there, but I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I tried my best to keep bias out. I'm sure there's going to be a decision that you guys will say I'm biased at, and I don't blame you, but I tried to be as unbiased, and I wasn't the only one that made the decisions here. I had help from my good friend Chenry20. If you guys haven't checked him out, or he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he has a Twitter that I'll put down below in the description. I'll shout that out. He has a great Twitter, and he's just a great friend, and he helped me out with this. And we already have our idea for our next what if, which should be even more interesting, crazy, and longer than this one. So be sure, if you guys have not already, subscribe so you guys can see that next one. I'll also do some other stuff, so yeah. But I think I got all the disclaimers out of the way. I'm sorry if this isn't the reality that y'all would love to see, but we tried our best. It's all hypothetical. It obviously didn't happen, and if this were to happen, I'm sure it's not exactly how everything would play out. But we did this to the best of our abilities, and I hope you guys enjoy. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Here is what the 2013-2014 offseason looks like. RCR retains Kevin Harvick and still signs Ryan Newman, just like in real life. And Austin Dillon will stay another year in Xfinity, which will allow him to, kind of develop his talents a little bit more. Stewart-Haas signs Martin Truex Jr. to drive the Ford in replacement of Kevin Harvick, who is no longer on the market. And now that Martin Truex will not go to Furniture Row, David Reagan will pilot the 78 heading into the 2014 season. So front row signs an undetermined, veteran. Like we don't know who it would be, but it's just think of a random driver that was available at that time, and you know what? We'll let you pick there. As we know, this is the season that Kevin Harvick joins SHR and wins the championship, but in this reality, he stays with Richard Childress Racing. He earns 4 wins, 10 top 5s, and 17 top 10s. Not nearly as good as SHR, but still not bad at all. If you look at Paul Menard and Ryan Newman, they have basically the same season, a little bit more consistency because I feel like Kevin Harvick really did help. He's somebody who raises the level of your teammates. Paul Menard also had a pretty good year this year anyways, so he just had a slight improvement on the year prior. And Ryan Newman Anyways, Austin Dillon, though, in the Xfinity Series explodes to 6 wins, 21 top 5s, and 24 top 10s. I know a lot of people say he's not talented, but in my opinion, Harvick kind of gives us some guidance, and he stays another year Xfinity, which allows him to earn more confidence and explode this year. And had a great season, of course, and this just helps him all around in his talent. Anyways, moving on, SHR I don't think MTJ is the kind of guy that's really going to change how Danica performs, how Tony performs, or Kurt performs. So all 3 of those guys and girl have the same season as they had in real life. MTJ, though, is not as good as Kevin Harvick, doesn't win the championship, but gets 2 wins, 8 top 5s, and 17 top 10s. Moving on to Furniture Row Racing, the 78 of David Reagan gets 0 wins, 2 top 5s, and 7 top 10s, about the same as MTJ did in that season. Moving on to our 2014 results, Austin Dillon would beat Chase Elliott in a close race-by-race Nationwide Series championship, and it was a close one. We gave Dillon the nod because of his 6 wins, but Chase Elliott was impressive too. Sorry, I'm a Chase Elliott fan and I picked Dillon. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Anyways, Harvick would fail to make the Final Four, which allowed Jeff Gordon to make it into the Final Four. Newman also missed the playoffs, so he doesn't make his Final Four run, which allowed Brad Keselowski into the Final Four. Moving on to Paul Menard, who finished 22nd in the points, and MTJ, who finishes in the round of 12. So without Kevin Harvick to win his first ever championship with Stewart-Haas Racing, because he didn't make the Final Four because he was in the worst equipment, Jeff Gordon will win his 5th championship of his career, changing up his legacy. Right, so now we are in the 2015 off-season, or 2014, 2015, whatever you want to call it. And RCR, Richard Childress, loving his grandson after seeing how great of an Xfinity season he had, decides to kick out Paul Menard for Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon will still pilot the 3 because I don't see why RCR would change his mind over the course of a year. So Austin Dillon will pilot the 3 his rookie season in 2015. As you can see, Roush Fenway Racing will sign Paul Menard to replace Carl Edwards in the 99. That's basically just because Paul Menard obviously has the Menard sponsorship. So Roush decides to sign him there, so then he can get money from that. So it's not really like I'm saying Paul Menard's good enough to drive there, but obviously he just has the sponsorship to drive the 99. Everything else at Roush stays the same. And Cole Pern will, I know I forgot the W, but Cole Pern will still join Furniture Row, which will be big here in the future. Also, if you don't see a move that you remember happening, it stayed the same. The only moves I'm going to be talking about on here are the moves that changed due to the alternate reality. So, yeah, if you guys are wondering, I don't know what a 2015 move would have been, but if there was a move in 2015 that happened that I didn't talk about, it's because it stayed the same. So just keep that in mind. We now arrive to the 2015 season, which is, of course, the year that Kyle Busch would win his first championship. In this season, Kevin Harvick has a great season with RCR, winning 5 races, getting 20 top 5s and 24 top 10s. Both Newman and Dillon see improved performance on the season they had. Dillon has a better rookie season in 2015 than he would have in 2014. Wins Rookie of the Year in a weak class, and it would be the best year of his career if it was actually in his career. Anyways, Ryan Newman also has a great season as well, with a lot of consistency that we're used to seeing from him. And yeah, great season for RCR. Roush Fenway Racing with Paul Menard in the 99. Both the 17 and 6 see similar seasons, and nothing really changes with the still Trevor Bayne and Ricky Stenhouse. They both see the same, season. Anyways, Paul Menard, he has a decent season with RCR, identical stats to Greg Biffle over there, and yeah, not much better than he had in real life at RCR, and the same over at Roush. Sorry, I kind of said that weird. Anyways, at SHR, like I said earlier, MTJ doesn't affect any of the other drivers' seasons. All of them have the same. He gets 3 wins, 15 top 5s, and 26 top 10s. Over at Furniture Road, David Reagan, paired up with Cole Pern, gets 1 win, 6 top 5s, and 15 top 10s. You may be wondering why I made him look better. Cole Pern is a great crew chief, and I'm not saying that's why MTJ is so great, but I'm saying it helped him a lot. I think that got him, you know, a lot of his success needs to be attributed to Cole Pern as well. And I think that David Reagan is a serviceable enough driver that could put up stats like this under Cole Pern's watch. I mean, if you look at that team from 2014 to 2015, there was a huge difference in results, and a lot of that was Cole Pern. So I have to give him credit here. MTJ, if you're wondering why he's doing so good, he's obviously in SHR equipment, but he also has Rodney Childress atop the box, who is also a 5-star, you know, just as good as Cole Pern as it comes to crew chiefing. So that pair works out. David Reagan and Cole Pern doesn't work out as well as MTJ and Cole Pern, but still has a great season, and that is the 2015 season. So now to our 2015 results. Jamie McMurray is kicked out of the playoffs since Harvick in the 29 adds a car to the field, which doesn't change much. Menard and Reagan both make the playoffs but have round of 16 exits, and we have a controversial round of 12 decision. In the round of 12, Dale Earnhardt Jr. had a very great chance of winning the Talladega race, but Kevin Harvick does not cause a wreck, and due to that, we are going to give Dale Earnhardt Jr. the win. Now, in the real life, Kevin Harvick caused a wreck that disallowed Dale Earnhardt Jr. to win. We are going to say that that doesn't happen at RCR, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins. This then trickles into Junior winning in Phoenix still and making it to the round of 4, the final 4, whatever you want to call it. This kicks out Kyle Busch, your 2015 champion, out of the final 4, and leaving the final 4 to Jeff Gordon, Martin Truex, Kevin Harvick, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Don't worry, we're not going to give Earnhardt the championship, Earnhardt haters. Kevin Harvick will actually end up winning his first championship a year later than IRL with RCR this time. So there is no effects on the 2016 offseason. Everything stays the same. There's no changes. RCR stays the same. There are no changes in signing or anything like that. So everything stays the same in the 2016 offseason. All the rosters are the same. So no change at all. Just wanted to clarify that. So I'm not going to make a card or anything like that. And we're just going to go ahead and move on to the 2016 season. Ignore the Bandicam. I couldn't get it taken off the video. Anyways, here we are in 2016, where just like the offseason, pretty much everything stays about the same. Over at SHR, MTJ gets 4 wins, 14 top 5s, and 24 top 10s, getting better and better with each year. Everyone else at SHR stays the same. MTJ joining the team does not change Tony Stewart's retirement plans, and he still retires. Anyways, over at RCR, Kevin Harvick in the 29 has a great season with 4 wins, 15 top 5s, and 24 top 10s. But, I mean, that's just not as consistent as his year prior, but still a decent season all in all. Ryan Newman in the 31 has a down year. He had this down year despite Austin Dillon having the best season of his career in real life to this point. So I'm assuming he still has that down year. Gets 4 top 5s and 13 top 10s. Not as bad as it was in real life, but still just a down year that Newman had. Dillon, he gets his first career win at Martinsville in 2016. Obviously, it's 2016. I just wanted to point that out, that he got it a year earlier than he actually got it. So he gets a win at Martinsville along with 9 top 5s and 16 top 10s, improved on his breakout year in 2016 in real life. So, yeah, great season from him. Moving on to Furniture Road, the David Reagan-Cole Pern partnership works out great as Reagan gets 2 wins, 5 top 5s, and 12 top 10s. Not mind-shattering stats, but still great stats, and a little bit of a different view on David Reagan's career, as it's been mostly negative to this point, and Reagan kind of maybe turning around the flack he gets. Anyways, moving on to Roush Fenway Racing, Menard just has a Menard year, and now we move on to the 2016 results. Newman and Menard still miss the playoffs. Jamie McMurray once again gets kicked out of the playoffs, which is going to be pretty big in the 2016-2017 offseason, so stay tuned. Jamie McMurray gets kicked out of the playoffs again by the addition of the 29 team. Anyways, Reagan, he joins but gets kicked out in the round of 16 once again. Martin Truex kicks Kurt Busch out of the round of 8 because with SHR his engine does not blow at Talladega, which kicked him out of the which made him have a round of 12 exit in real life. Austin Dillon ends season with a round of 12 exit as well, and Kevin Harvick still has a bad round of 12 and ends there. So he had a bad round with SHR. I don't see why that would change with the RCR. And then Truex is kicked out of the round of 8 still because he gets dumped by Newman like he did in real life. And then the Final Four is the same, and Jimmy Johnson still wins his 7th championship. I gotta say, I was hoping I could spin it to where Carl Edwards won it, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it done. I know this sounds kind of scummy, but before we get into the 2016-27 offseason, this will be the last season of this video. There will be a part 2 with everything up to this point, but at this moment, this will be the last season of the video. I will get the next What If video out in the next couple of days. It will not, I mean, it'll take a while, but it's not going to be like a week or 2 or something like that. I'm going to try and get it out as soon as possible. I'm not trying to hold it on. I do suggest that you guys do subscribe, though, just so then you can know when the video part 2 is out. But I want to stop with the plug. I just wanted to point out this is the last season I'm doing for this part. So let's go ahead. A lot of changes are made here. A lot of changes. A lot of interesting stuff happens in this season. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Right, so here we are at the 2017 or 2016-2017 offseason where a lot of changes are made. Jamie McMurray loses his ride after missing the playoffs 2 times straight. Remember, he was kicked out in 2015 and 2016. Chip Ganassi gets fed up with it and kicks him out of the ride. Eric Jones kicks David Reagan out of the 78. David Reagan wasn't good enough for Joe Gibbs. Okay, so Joe Gibbs still gives Furniture Racing the partnership, but David Reagan was not good enough for Joe Gibbs. After 1 season on the team with the Joe Gibbs partnership, wasn't good enough to really keep him in the ride, and Joe Gibbs is able to convince Furniture Row to kick out David Reagan and give Eric Jones their prospect, the 78 team. This pairs Eric Jones with Cole Pern. David Reagan, he takes the 1 car after impressing at the 78, as we'll later find out was just because of Cole Pern. But still, he gets the #1 ride after Jamie McMurray kicking out, basically just because of a lack of really any other free agents. With extra funding from Menards, Roush Fenway Racing keeps the 16 open, but replaces Greg Biffle with Chris Buescher. Jamie McMurray will also take the 37 because there's no other ride out there, and there wasn't really any other free agents. And we have now arrived to the 2017 season. Starting with the RCR, Kevin Harvick kind of had a down year with SHR, so we're going to assume that still kind of happens with RCR. He earns 2 wins, 12 top 5s, and 20 top 10s. Ryan Newman in the 31 still gets his win at Phoenix and has a solid season, kind of a bounce back from the year prior. Austin Dillon still wins the Coke 600, but still has his kind of down year outside of that win, and just slightly better. Moving on to Stewart-Haas Racing, MTJ stays the same. He still goes off for 7 wins instead of 8, though. We gave away 1 win to Eric Jones, driver of the number 78 Furniture Row car. He gets 1 win, 8 top 5s, 18 top 10s. One of the best rookie seasons, I would say, in a while. Cole Pern, combined with just being the sole focus of Furniture Racing, gives Jones an advantage to what he had over at the 77, and he has a great rookie campaign, obviously winning Rookie of the Year. Moving over to Roush Fenway Racing, Paul Menard has a similar season. Chris Buescher is able to get 6 top 10s, a solid season over there for Roush. JTG, Jamie McMurray, gets 1 top 5 and 7 top 10s. I mean, for the equipment he's in, I guess it's not bad. Chip Ganassi, though, David Reagan struggles without Cole Pern, gets 2 top 5s and 10 top 10s. Menard, Buescher, McMurray, and Reagan all missed the playoffs. Eric Jones is eliminated in the round of 12. Everything else stays the same, and guess what? MTJ still wins the championship in SHR equipment, earning his first, just like in real life, getting his first championship in 2017. So to this point, there hasn't really been that much change. We still got MTJ and Jimmy Johnson winning their championships, but we do have a big change, though. We do have a big change. Jeff Gordon won his 5th championship, and while he is still, like right now, he is still considered to be possibly one of the greatest of all times, this extra championship definitely adds to his resume and strengthens his case for the best of all time. And then Kevin Harvick, he goes back 1 year, he still gets his championship, so nothing really changed for Kevin Harvick. But if you go over to Kyle Busch, that was the year he was supposed to win the championship, and well, he didn't. So Kyle Busch, at this point in the point we're in between the 2017-2018 season, Kyle Busch does not have a championship, and we'll just see how it goes throughout the next couple of years. It gets interesting. So that is all I'm going to say, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the outro. So another reason why I kind of decided to end the video off at this point is because it's a 20-minute video. It'll probably be 22 after this kind of outro thing I do. So that's just kind of why I did it. I didn't want to make a full 35-40 minute long video because I don't think you guys would like watching that all at once. So I've split it into 2 parts, and then so then you guys can, I don't know, just watch it in 2 parts. I don't know, maybe it just creates a little suspense. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. Now, we already know what's going to happen. Like, we've already decided how it's going to go all the way through. But if you guys would like, go ahead and comment down below what you guys expect to happen in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Now, we don't do the 2020 season because we're in that right now, but we do kind of set up what the 2020 season would start out looking like what the rosters would look like. And believe me, a lot happened in these next 2 years, so it's definitely going to be nothing short of interesting in the next video. So be sure to let me know, what do you guys think is going to happen in the next video? Did you guys enjoy this? Give me your guys' what if kind of suggestions. We already know what we're going to do for the next one, but after that, it'll be up to you guys. So let me know what you guys think there, and just anything else you guys want to talk about. Please leave a like. It took a lot of effort. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.